I seriously cannot believe that when I was younger, I thought that by age 23, 24, I wanted to be married with children. Now that I'm 33 years old, I am so happy I did not have a baby in my 20s. Hi, welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Ray. Welcome. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. I am a 33-year-old first-time mother, and I'm so happy that I waited till my 30s to become a mom versus in my 20s. When I think back to who I was in my 20s, there is no way I was prepared to be somebody's mom. No way on earth. I was barely surviving. I remember coming out of college, I was making maybe like $14 an hour on my first corporate job. I was partying, I was traveling, I was moving from apartment to apartment. I probably moved every year. I had a lot of friend groups. I was doing some modeling. I was doing music videos. Like, I was all over the place. I was exploring anything and everything that came to my mind. I took a lot of financial risk in my 20s. I feel like I did a lot in my 20s. My 20s were for me. I could not, looking back, imagine myself with a child back in my 20s. Now that I'm older and I start to reflect on my life when I was younger, I really feel like your 20s are for you. Your 20s are your time to explore, your time to take risks, to just find out who you are. Because in your 20s, you're really still a kid. Still feel like a kid even at 33, but I'm more of a mature kid. But in your 20s, it's like you're still pretty much a child, and you're just like coming out of college if you went to college, and you're still like trying to figure things out for yourself. Now, mind you, in your 30s, we still don't have it all figured out, but you have like a little bit of a sense of direction. When I first found out I was pregnant, there was a fear like, oh my God, this is really happening. I'm about to become a mother. But it was also like a sense of urgency to be prepared. I was working in a career that I was making fairly good money, and I could tell throughout my pregnancy, the way I was being treated at work, that this employment may not last after I have my baby. So I financially prepared to be a mom. I financially prepared to be a stay-at-home mother. We had already made a decision, me and his father, that our son was not going to daycare, at least not until he's able to talk. So with that being said, I would have to be a stay-at-home mom, which I was very happy to do, and we needed to financially prepare for that. Being in my 30s, I feel like I have so much experience as far as work goes that I knew I have like discernment. You know, I had the discernment to see that, okay, your employment status may change after you become a mom, because corporate is not kind to mothers. It just isn't. So I need to be financially prepared. And being with a partner who is also very financially stable and financially well off is very, very important. And that just comes with time and experience to realize, like, okay, what do I need? What is the next? If I want to be in this status, what do I need to do in order to live comfortably for the next year, 2 years, however long I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom? What is that going to look like for me financially? Because there's one thing that I never want to happen. I never want my son to go without, and I never want him to miss out on an experience because of money. I feel like being older, I was more financially prepared to become a mom. This doesn't really come with age, it comes with experience, and I guess it just depends on what kind of life that you have lived. I feel like in my 30s, I'm way more emotionally mature to be a mother than I was when I was in my 20s. Being a mom means being selfless with your time, with your energy. In your 20s, you can be as selfish as you want. But when you're a mom, especially like a new mom to a new baby, a lot of times things that you want to do, they're just not going to get done. And you have to be accepting of that, because your baby is going to need you like around the clock, 100%. Especially like those early stages when you first come home with the baby, you are going to miss out on sleep. Your energy levels are going to be low. Your patience is going to be tested. I feel like as a woman in my 30s, my patience is so much better than it was when I was in my 20s. And I'm also at the point where I have experienced so much throughout my life, so many different toxic situations and angry situations and situations I had no business being in, that have taught me a lot of life lessons. And one of those things is being patient. As a new mom, going through postpartum, you have a lot of moments where you get super frustrated because the baby is screaming and crying and you have no idea what the baby wants, and you're tired and you're just shaken. Being at this age, I'm able to reflect. I'm able to take a moment, take a breath, and not like rage out, take my anger out on the baby or on my partner, and be like, okay, my son is a baby. He's new to this world. He does not know how to communicate, and we are learning each other. So instead of me getting angry, let me take a step to the side, take a breath. It's okay to let the baby cry sometime. It is, because you have to take care of your own mental stability, and that is a whole part of being emotionally intelligent, knowing how to react to situations, because you don't want to be the angry mom. You don't want to be the crazy mom. Like, the baby is crying for a reason. Let's try to figure it out. Like, I have a checklist. Okay, are you hungry? Is there something wrong with your diaper? Is something hurting you? Is something twisted? Cassius is just waking up, so if you hear him in the background, he's being very vocal nowadays. So excuse the noise in the background, but Cassius just woke up from his nap. One of the things when going through postpartum that I have really struggled with, and I've seen how much my self-awareness is better now that I'm older and more mature, is the baby weight gain. I fooled myself and thought, like, okay, after I have the baby, the weight will just fall off and I'll go back to my original size before I was pregnant. But that is not the case. That's not the case. So I feel like in my 20s, this would have been such a devastating blow. Like, I would have been even more depressed than I was during my first stages of postpartum about my weight. But being an older, more mature woman, yes, it's upsetting that I have gained the weight, but at this point in my life, I know what it takes for me to lose weight, and I also know what it means to give myself grace. Even last night, I was researching, like, why is baby weight harder to get off than regular weight? And it's because your hormones are all over the place, and it can take 6 months or up to a year for you to get back to your original weight before you had a baby. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. As long as I'm moving and paying attention to my health, I feel good. Like, I went to the pool the other day for the first time and put on a bikini. Yes, it was very big of me. And I was just like, listen, you gonna get whatever body I got. I just had a child. Deal with it. Like, it does not faze me. My sense of self-awareness is so high at this point in my life, and I just don't care what other people think, and I give myself a lot of grace, and that just comes with emotional maturity. I feel like being in my 30s has also given me a chance to build a stronger relationship with my partner. I always knew that before I had a child, whoever I had a child with, it was very important for me to have a friendship established with this person first before becoming a mother. So that meant that I would have to take my time for us to really develop like a strong bond before having a child. My man is literally my best friend. He was my best friend long before we ever like actually came together and became a couple. He was my best friend long before we even thought about having children. And then when I found out I was pregnant, it was exciting because I'm like, I actually get to raise a child with my best friend. I'm so happy we took that time out, because now as parents, you know, they always say relationships change after you have children, and it's true in a sense, but I feel like if you have a very strong relationship prior to having a child, it's a lot better, because us as parents, we support each other, we encourage each other, we feed off of each other, we praise each other for different things that we do as parents. I feel like being parents has brought us closer together. I did so much in my 20s that now in my 30s, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Being pregnant and having a newborn, you're gonna miss parties, you're gonna miss trips. But having done so much of that in my 20s, the FOMO, is almost non-existent for me. Also, becoming a mother, you start to see how your friendships get tested, who is actually going to be around in your life and who isn't. I have lost so many people and gained so many people throughout my life that at this point, it's just like nothing people do surprises me. I'm not hung up on people. Like, I'm quick to let people go as soon as they show me that they are not for me. Everything has a season. A lot of people that are in your life now are not going to be there for the entirety of your life. I feel like I've made so many mistakes in my 20s that I have learned so many hard lessons that I can teach to my son now as he gets older. So many things, so many situations that he's going to encounter, I will have experience in it and I can give him sound advice. Being older, I have way more confidence in the decisions that I make now than I would be in my 20s. When you're younger, you can be easily influenced by the people around you or your parents or older aunts and uncles, and everybody has opinions on how you should be raising your child and the things that you should be doing as a mother. But as an older, more experienced woman, I have way more confidence in the decisions that I make for my son. Whatever me and his dad discuss, whatever we have agreed on, that's just what it is. I realized how much of a big deal this was when it came to the first time of me making medical decisions for my son. Making a medical decision for another human being, you need to be informed, and you also need to rely heavily on your instincts. Being a mother is so instinctual. God gives mothers what my mom likes to call mother wit. With that, you know what is right for your child, outside of the influence of everyone else. I've had so many moments as a mom where I've realized, like, man, I have really grown as a person. For instance, when you have a newborn and you go to the doctor's office, their first thing is they want to pump your baby full of drugs. Like, starting at birth, they want to give your baby all kind of shots, all kind of vaccines, and every single time you come to the doctor's office after that, they want to continuously pump your baby full of drugs. If you are not okay with that, whatever you decide, it's up to you, no judgment. But for me, that didn't sit right with me. And if you're not confident in your decisions, you can be easily swayed by these doctors and these nurses, because I promise you, the first time you say, I'm not comfortable with this, I'm not comfortable giving my kid this drug, they will look at you like you're crazy, hand you a pamphlet, and literally try to convince you to give your child these drugs. Listen, I was so firm at the doctor's office, like, my baby just got here. Give his system a chance to adjust to being in the world before you just start pumping him full of drugs and treating him like a science experiment. Now, these are my own personal experiences, my own personal opinions, but I am just so happy that I waited to my 30s to become a mom, because now I approach motherhood with so much confidence and so much excitement for like this next chapter. I did so much in my 20s, and I'm so grateful for all the experiences that I had, good and bad. You just have to go with what you think that you are ready for, and I definitely felt like I was more prepared to be a mom at this stage in my life. And whether or not I have more children, that is still undecided, but this child is going to have the best life possible, the best life that me and his dad can possibly give to him. And I'm so happy that I was able to wait until I was in a position to make sure that that happens. Do what's best for you, girl. This is just my own personal story. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you all so much for your continued support. I get so many comments from other mothers on this channel, and I'm so grateful for the community that I am building and have built. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Can't focus on me.